Rain or shine, it's always a great day to head on to Dollar Tree, especially the toy aisle because they have tumbling tower blocks. And you know that these are great for playing, but they are so much fun for crafting. I love that they come 72 in a pack and they're $1.25. And let me tell you, one pack goes a long way. As I mentioned in every video that I use these, I keep them in this little basket because they're just great to keep them contained and I can just grab from there. We're going to start by staggering several of these, 10 to be exact. We're just making a row, staggering one on top of each other like a little tiny ladder. And we're going to do 2 of these. And then we're going to join them in the shape of the letter A, just like this. We're making a Christmas tree. Now, I haven't joined them at the top yet. I first want to create a base for them. So I'm just going to add some blocks right there in the center. And I think it was about 4 of them. And then we're just going to hot glue them across. Once I have them joined, then I'll join them at the top because I know exactly where to kind of join them at what angle, I guess. And then I decided to add more blocks to the bottom because I wanted to create a nice, heavy or thicker base so that it doesn't fall on me or wobble. So I'm just going to add one more layer in the front and one more layer in the back. And now we have a tree that we can stand and it's so fun. All right, I want to paint it green. And at first I wanted to paint the base also green, but I changed my mind. So I wiped it off the best I could. I just want the actual V, the actual tree to be green. I started with this apple crate green and it is nice, but I wanted it to be a little deeper. And then it dawned on me, I just recently did a review with Dollar Tree paints and I went back and I got this green one and I love the coverage and I love the deep green color it has. And adding it on top of the lighter green actually worked really well. So I'm just going to do one extra coat and it's going to be a sloppy coat because I do want to see some of that lighter green. And this is what it turned out to be. Tell me that's not a pretty color and then look at the highlights from the lighter green. Perfect. Okay, we're going to paint the base white. You can paint it in whatever color you want. You can paint it red, black, you can leave it the way it was, or you can paint it green. It's up to you. I did 2 coats and let it fully dry. Then I'm going to grab some of these little tiny ornaments from Dollar Tree. They come in golden tone, I think in red and green as well. I'm going to take 5 of them and then I'm going to take some thread. This is just beige thread that I've had at home for a while. And I'm just going to cut pieces that are about 12 inches long. And then we're just going to tie it around in a knot each ornament. And I'm going to do that on all 5 of them because we're going to use these to hang them from the inside of the tree. Now we're going to take one at a time and we're just going to kind of stretch it and kind of see where I want to add glue. And then place the thread right inside the glue, let it harden just a little bit, and then you just want to cut off the excess thread from the top, just like that. And then I kept doing this, just adding one ornament at a time, placing them exactly where I wanted it to hang, and then just adding glue where I wanted, and then cutting the excess. And I did it until all ornaments were hung. How cute is this? All right, so we are going to lift it so slow because I don't want the ornaments to be like tangled together. But boy, I love this one. I'm sorry, but it is just so cute. I love that the thread is thin enough where it's almost invisible, but it's so adorable. But let me know what you think down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take more blocks, 16 to be exact, and we are just going to make a square. We're going to make a square wreath ornament. So I'm just going to start stacking 2 at a time and then just going around and creating a square. That's exactly what I'm doing. And I am using my square ruler so that way I can keep them nice and straight, especially in the corners. I'm going to use the same green paint that I bought at Dollar Tree and I'm just going to give it 1 coat. Although if you want full coverage, you definitely would want to do 2 coats. 1 was enough for me because I'm going to cover most of it anyways. And I kind of like that you can see a little bit of the wood grain. So I'm just going to add a coat in the front and the back. It's nice and dry and I'm going to bring in this frosted berry picks from Dollar Tree. Remove all the little picks from it. And then we're just going to cut off that little bottom portion. Make it flush to the top. And then we're going to start gluing them right around the wreath, one overlapping the other. I think it's already looking so stinking cute. Oh my word. Okay, we're going to add a bow. I'm going to use this ribbon. This one is from, I think it's Lowe's that I got it. I'm just going to make a very simple bow, looping it, scrunching it in the middle, tying it with some string. I'm going to cut off some of the little bristles from the top so that way I have enough space so that I can glue the bow right there. I'm going to angle cut the ribbon at the bottom, and then I'm going to add some more string to the back again so that we can hang it, and we're just going to loop it, tie it, and hot glue it to the back. Now I've contemplated leaving it as is, but I just thought it needed something in the front. So I am going to add some berries. These are just some berries that I had left over. I'm going to add 3 of them, tangle them up together, hot glue in the center, and that's it. I think it's so adorable. What a cute ornament to make. It's a great size too for large trees. Great for a gift. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to start with one of their calendars. Now, this is a 2025 calendar, but it did have this tiny little 2024 calendars in the inside, and I cut out the one for December. I'm going to create a large block. Now, I'm going to speed it up quite a bit here for you because I'm basically just going to create a block. Now, depending on the size of calendar you have, you may want to make it bigger or smaller or whatever you want to create. So I'm just going to keep adding blocks. Now, if you can see, I'm adding some that are vertical and some that are horizontal. This is going to create stronger joints because we are using hot glue. And if you're adding them all together, they may be a little loose. So just add this in this technique if you like. I've learned that it does create stronger joints. All right, so I'm going to keep doing it. And if you can see, I can add the calendar or dry fit it to see how much larger I want it. So I added enough, but there are so many spaces in between the blocks that I'm going to try something new, and I hadn't tried it before. I'm going to add some wood filler all around those spaces. Now, this wood filler was really dry. I had to get a new one. Anyways, I think it worked, but I'm going to show you a different thing that I use on my next craft, so stay tuned. All right, so once dry, I am going to sand down all the excess wood filler and then use my handheld vacuum, which is amazing, by the way. I'm going to have it linked in my Amazon store, which is in the description box if you want to take a look at it. I wiped it well, and then I am going to give it 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the white, but of course, as always, you can use whatever color you want. I decided on white because I do want to add some red details to it. All right, nice and dry, and I'm just going to add the calendar to the right side of the board with a little bit of hot glue. It goes a long way. And then for the left side, I wanted to add days until Christmas. Now, I used my Cricut for this because it was just neater, and I found a great design on Cricut Design Space. But you can also use the carbon paper method that I have used many times on my channel, or whatever you want. You can also hand draw them, whatever you want. So I'm just going to attach it with the transfer tape. And then I thought the corners or the edges were a little uneven still, so I want to add ribbon to it, and this has really made a huge difference. It just makes those edges nice and straight looking. So I'm just going to add it with hot glue and cut as needed. To be able to hang this piece, I'm just going to use some nautical rope from Dollar Tree. I'm going to hot glue it and tape it to the back. Now, I didn't paint the back because we are going to keep this one, and because we're just going to use it for the 1 year as we cross off the days. But of course, if you're going to gift it, I suggest you paint it. But look how cute it looks. I kept it pretty simple and clean looking, but I love it. I love how adorable. We can scratch off the days as they go by. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to hot glue some blocks together in the shape of a snowman hat. On my second channel, which if you didn't know, I do have a second channel where I create crafts that you can make with your kiddos. I made a smaller version of this one, and I thought I could create a larger one for larger trees. So I'm just going to create a shape of a snowman hat, just like you see here. Hot glue and blocks, that's it. Now for this one, I am going to fill in those spaces with spackle. This spackle is from Dollar Tree. It's a lot smoother, a lot cleaner, and you do not need to vacuum so much. Look at the difference. So I'm just going to sand down it smooth. Now for this one, I'm going to show you the difference between having those edges filled as not having them filled. So stay tuned. All right, so we're going to give it one coat of Waverly chalk paint in the ink, and I'm going to do the front and the back. And that's why I want to do both sides, because I want to show you the difference. So this is the side. You can still see the blocks, obviously. That's okay. But look at the difference when I turn it over. What? This is why it's so cool to use spackle. I'm never going back to not using spackle again. All right. We are going to take some ribbon. This one is from Walmart, but of course you can use the ones from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut off some of the excess from the edges, and then we're going to hot glue it right there on top of the hat, or I guess in the middle of the hat. And I'm going to wrap it around the back to secure it in place. All right, then to the front, I just want to add a few little embellishments, but I want to make it a little bit glam. So I had these leaves left over from the fall season, and I thought they would look great for Christmas. So I'm just going to cut off a few of the tips and just hot glue them right there on the left side, and then add some red berries from my pick, and then adding some leaves for that added touch of green and texture. And I love the way this is turning out. I'm going to use some more of that red and white baker's twine string, and I'm going to loop it and knot it and hot glue it to the back. And that's it, my friends. What a cute ornament you can make. Again, a great size for larger trees. Love the simplicity. Love that we use that spackle. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you, my friends, with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.